Welcome back, everybody. This is Brothermutant here. We are continuing our journey to complete the Wizard's Apprentice, Chapter 2, the Talisman the Eye. And we had a little audio glitch on the last recording, just part of it. So unfortunately, you did not see me scout the map. I did that with a couple of invisibility potions. Wandered my happy butt all the way up and through, and a couple things to point out to you. Which actually, let me redo my spell book and get my clairvoyance, clairaudience, because that'll help explain things a lot better. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, we are back. I am just using my ring now to get all my abilities back, and we're going to use clairvoyance, clairaudience, and I'm going to tell you why. We used it once earlier in the previous version of the Let's Play, and there's two choices. So we focused our attention on the path ahead, which you already know what happened with that. Now we never get the general information, so let's do that. You sense that the path up ahead is blocked. You also sense a cave in the northeast. Within, you sense the essence of 3 large beasts, and we're going to fight those beasts before too long. You also sense the campsite of a large humanoid, a very, very large humanoid, which is over here, we're right next to, and we got XP for scoping out the area. Now, of course, I already know what's over here because of my potions of invisibility I used to scout the area. They even suggested that I do such, so I had. This is the camp of a very large giant, very annoying little jackhole. He's got some treasure here. We are going to employ our tactics to beat the boulders down and hit the tree and try to do as much damage to the SOB as possible before sending in our fighter, Bladrig, who is rocking those wonderful little troll gloves, allowing him to do extra damage for the strength bump, and of course because of the regeneration ability, it'll keep him a lot healthier throughout the fight. Now, to do this the right way, or do it the way that I did in the past, is I actually had invisibility sphere on my character. To do that, though, it's such a small circle, you really have to have your target companion following at your heels, and you can only take a small step at a time. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to buff up just a couple of mage armor and improved mage armor for me and my partner here, and then we're going to go on through and see if we can't get this guy. Now if he moves, we will immediately stop and shoot at these boulders in the tree, because I think I can do that at the distance I have right now.
I'll take the lead.
There he is. Mountain giant. Very mean, very pissy.
Yes.
We're going to put him here. Now, the key for this, I've done this fight already a couple times. It's not that I died, it's because I had audio issues with the last recording, and I don't want to upload a very poor showing of what this game has to offer. But the secret is to do basically that, some kind of attack to hit those boulders, and it'll smack him down. Boom. Nice damage right there. Now, before we get crazy here, I'm going to shut off the AI.
Wait here for
now. Our target buddy here to stand his ground. And we're going to shoot that flame arrow here. Boom. See, like that. And now
time to finish this.
we can just have him go to town. And he's basically stunned at this point. So I can do that. I can debuff him like so. And then I'll hit him with a combust. Like so. Very single target minded build that I have, of course, but knew what I was coming in on from just scouting the area anyway, so this is not anything you guys couldn't do yourself. Hit with a magic missile just to take him out. And at this point, we might as well just go over here and help wail on him. There's my buddy. Look out. Oh, he's big and heavy. Okay. So he went down pretty easy. And again, I've done this a couple times before. Now, I've done it a couple ways. I thought that the tree would actually prevent him from getting to me because it's so large. Well, we can walk right underneath the damn thing, but it didn't stop him one bit. And I'm assuming if we can walk underneath it, that the trees in the other area are going to be the same. So, once I realized that the tree will do damage, and a lot more than just the rocks did, which seems weird to me, I was real happy to use that trick to slap him down and do some massive damage. Now, we still have our buffs on this, and the one other thing that I do know exists over here, if we follow up yay, you'll see we're going to get attacked. And I know I'm spoiler alerting what's going to happen here in the next couple seconds, but this happens every time. And it didn't happen the first time I went through with Invisible Potion. I can't use the map, we were in combat. But I've already scouted this area. We were invisible at the time, so now maybe that was the trick, because this guy was apparently invisible too. He is just a jerk in general, so I'm going to send Bladrick to take out the Red Robe Wizard, and then we'll focus fire on that and then come back and bust up on the tower guard over there. Now, as far as I am concerned, I have all kinds of good stuff that I can do to this guy. Namely, a slow spell. And while he has put up himself some mirror image on himself, I think Magic Missile still auto hits. Yeah, there we go. So that worked out well. And then we do... let's just do some Acid Splash. He's busted all those mirror images up so quick, it was retarded. Never mind. Bladrick, what are you doing? Don't get crazy. Those guys will attack for whatever reason they don't see this fight. And that's why I point this out to you, because you can actually avoid these guys by doing this. And I say that because now that they're both dead, if you grab this here, we get a note from the Darkseeker. Okay? Corellius, take a platoon of soldiers and a detachment of battle wizards to the mountain pass that leads south to the 10 towns. Close off the pass by any means necessary and set up an ambush for the escaped captive. Remain in the open so that the captive may see your strength and surrender. I want this one back alive. I am certain that this prisoner's escape is linked with the loss of the talisman, which I have. You certainly understand the importance of the item and the consequences of failure. So, by doing that, we get a journal update. Pause it real quick so you can see this. You have tried to escape from the Darkseeker using the mountain pass south to the 10 towns and by seeking ship passage from the town of Sunsvanel, and the Darkseeker has foiled you each time. You need allies and suspect that the camp of the Elk Dancer tribe would be a good place to start. And we can go to the Elk Dancers now, but we're not going to, because we still want to wail on these guys, because that's a nice free XP for us. It's going to be tough, but we're going to prepare for it. So, the trick, of course, is we still have booty over here. Mr. Giant left us his kit and caboodle over here. We got a chest filled with goodies, which we're going to go snag right now. And then, of course, we have the bedrolls. We'll prepare our spells and take a little nappy nap and get stuff for that fight. But before we do that, I'm going to go to the cave and finish off the 3 creatures that we saw in our clairvoyant vision. Okay? And the reason we're doing that is because I already have more than enough spells, I think, to take those 3 guys out. I already know it's there. I've already fought those guys too. Haven't beaten the camp down there, never tried it yet, but we're going to have some fun, so I think it's going to be interesting. We may come back to this location later in the game, and that would be useful. Now, before I go in here, though,
Yes.
I want to go in with him, because he's the one that I need to control. The reason I say that is this. The first things you see in here, there's an Arctic Troll, and then another Arctic Troll, and then Big Daddy of the Arctic Trolls. So I need to be up front, rushing the crap out of these guys. Now, she, my main character, is doing good damage. I want to help him take out... Oops. There you go. Take out one at a time.
Easy
And
enough.
then they rain.
So I figure if we take out the Arctic trolls, the small ones, he can handle the big one all by his lonesome. Even with him taking damage, he's regenerating thanks to those gloves of his. So we're doing well. You need to stop doing that. Sneak attack. There we go. And if I want to help him, I have the ability to do this. Oops. The ability to do this to my weapon. And should do so. Because that extra fire damage, well, not a ton, is definitely there. Although it don't look like we actually did the thing to our weapon. No, it did not. There we go. Come on. Give me a helping hand. Never mind. You did it all. With the 3 trolls dead, it is now safe to rest in this cave. The smell of trolls still hangs heavily in the air, and no creatures are likely to venture inside. And that's your cue to let you know that you can nap here if you want to. Which, matter of fact, let's nap inside here, and then we'll use the little bedroll outside for our own uses. There's nothing in the cave. I've actually checked it before, and for whatever reason, the map is kind of extra buggy in here. I'm not sure why, because I haven't explored any of that stuff. And I don't think I've ever been in here before neither on this save file. So it's all freaky like this, and it's always been that way. I don't know what's up with that, but no big. So I'm going to redo my spell book. Like normal, when I would just say I'll do this off camera, I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. We don't need those because there's no one extra heavy hitting for us. So mage armor for him is a good idea. We could get something like sleep. I suppose things like endure elements could come in handy. Let's do that. We'll be slinging enough fireballs before you know it here that we could take some damage from our own attacks. This will be a good way to protect us from those. These are all good choices. I don't think I want that one though. Gedley's is a good choice because it's a nice ranged AoE. Okay. From there, and the Cloud of Bewilderment could be another one that's useful. While it's a Fortitude save, they have both supposedly wizards or spellcasters. They have both spellcasters and fighters over there. So while the fighters may resist this, the wizards got hit with it. They would be stunned and blinded for us, and that could be helpful. Doesn't last very long at this level though, so we're going to go straight up tits to the wall damage. Let's just hurt them. And I'm cool with those choices there. Wait, maybe some ghostly visage for myself. I'll pop his rod, make sure he's buffed. He'll do his rod of the ghost to get himself some protection as well, and as well as some what do you call it? Concealment. That could come in handy. Level 3, definitely want my armor. Slow's not a bad choice. Flame arrows, though, while useful, are okay. Scintillating sphere and fireball are the way to go. We can use one of these, of course, for, or actually, one of these for taking out the tree. Well, there's 2 trees over there, so I'll need at least 2 spells for that. And then we have a third left over to maybe hit the group in the center with some nice AoE damage. And I can pick and choose which one I want. The reason I want a scintillating sphere and fireball is if I use this to take out a tree and just decide to say screw it and use these 2 to take out the group, if he's in the middle of the group, he'll have endure elements on him. Well, he might still have it on him if he gets hit with the fireball spell and he gets lucky. So this one here will not add to that damage. Again, endure elements protects from fire, cold, electric, sonic, and acid. And any of them that breach 20 will be enough to pop it. But 2 attacks will not be enough to pop it unless it's 2 of the same type of attack. So I'll do those 2. And I think that's the way to go here. Now he has the spells he always needs. Nice Divine Favor, really nice buff for him. Pretty good protection. That'll be coming from my spells, not his. This will be his ability to do a little bit of extra attack chance and magical damage. Doesn't last very long, but the fight's not going to be that big, I hope.
Yes.
So, with that, let's rest up. Okay, we're back, so let's load out of here. Okay, we're all buffed up with nowhere to go but these guys over here. We're not going to take them on as a frontal assault because I got a feeling that if we go up the road, they'll spot us sooner than later. Like this ignorant stuff right here. Stop doing that. You want to go this way. If we come down and come up and around the top of that mountain like we did before, we'll be able to access all three of those things for some significant damage, I think. Certainly the boulders will be the first thing I do. It's a cheap and easy spell. A nice little magic missile at the thing, and it should do some decent damage. I can even try to use the wand of missiles to see if that will do it. It's kind of silly, I suppose, to try just to save a spell here, you know, since we always get those back. But these ones do more damage, and I'm thinking that if the fight goes south, I might want that extra damage. So you never know. There's going to be wizards and fighters galore, and it's just two of us taking them on, so this is going to be tough. Top of the mountain there and just stop. Let's assess the situation. Alright, buddy. There's no roving patrols, so that's good news for us. Okay, so here's the plan. We're shutting off the AI because we don't need him to be
I'll take the lead.
a dumbass and charging into battle when like the boulders are coming down on top of the targets. So move to here and we'll get ready to shoot them with the magic missile. Okay, doesn't look like we can. Could be because of the line of sight, perhaps. Okay, it's freaking out on me, folks. Give me a second. Okay, we're having an issue. Let us... Come on, shoot away. Stop being weird. There we go. Boom. Boom. Got all those guys. You. Oh, baby. We just took out a whole slow of them. Okay, now it's time to engage. Get your groove on, buddy.
Time to finish this.
And before he has a chance to get into battle, I'm just going to target this guy right off the bat.
Time to spill some blood!
Catch him with a little lasso there. That did absolutely nothing. That's okay. That's why we got Gedleys, right? I'm in the battle, baby. Got a bunch of them that way.
Don't make this too easy for me.
Boiling blood, swinging swords.
It could be done.
Help me kill this guy, Blade Rig. I'm not worried about the archer. He's not doing piss for damage as these melee bastards. Okay. Yeah, I got something for you, buddy. A pissed off barbarian. That's what I got. Nice hit. There we go. And it's just that easy. Still breathing heavily, Brothermutant approaches. They must have used magic to close the pass. Yeah, I agree. Alright, I'm going to grab this gear up, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Now we've Picked up all the treasure, nothing of any real note. I'll go into it here in a second, but watch this. The fallen rocks. These rocks have recently fallen, blocking the path. Likely the Darkseeker's wizards used their magic to block the path. They are too large for you to move or go around, and you are unable to reach the pass. So, now, if this is blocked off permanently, that sucks. But in case it's not, we've saved that one little bed and breakfast over here where they had that giant. That's some good English right there, folks. The giant that we took out earlier had a little sleeping spot. So we're going to save that for our own personal uses if we ever have to come back here. So we're already fine. Hell, I even have a couple recharges on my ring, so I can get spells back if I need to. So I'm not particularly worried. We are now going to head, though, all the way back to the Elk Dancer tribe, as the note was suggesting, or sorry, our journal suggested, once we realized that we were being set up by the Darkseeker. So I will meet you guys back there, unless something, of course, happens on the way. Okay, and we're back. But before I get to the Elk Village, the Elk Dancer's tribe, I should say, I always keep forgetting to talk to Bladrig, and I really need to do this. What is it, my friend? Why did Burlike, the large barbarian who met us when we returned to Ayala, react so coldly to you? There are those among the barbarians and southerners who do not trust me because of my dark skin and light eyes and hair. They believe me to be an evil spirit. I come from a small, isolated village, and I have seen the foolish superstitions of such uneducated people. There is little that can be done to convince these people otherwise. I have ever been a friend of the barbarians and have even aided the southerners on a few occasions. However, some people cannot see past their preconceived notions. They clearly have no taste. I find the contrast compelling. You got me a little romance bump. Nice. Bladrig arches one eyebrow and looks at you for a moment. And what actions do you find yourself compelled to? Such things are more easily demonstrated than discussed, but I believe they are for another time. A smile plays at Bladrig's mouth. Indeed. Indeed. Also want to know, so I've been thinking about the ship at Sunzenal. What have you been thinking? I wonder if I was wrong to attempt to find passage on the ship. Bladrig's expression turns quizzical. Why would your course of action be wrong? I feel that I should have anticipated the fight. They were slavers, after all. I should not have been surprised when they attacked. Now I have killed them all. I got a reputation bump by Bladrig. Bladrig appears to be impressed at your insightful reflections. Perhaps you are correct, Anta La'afam. However, you could not know for sure that they would fight. We have gold, and passage may have been bought. Furthermore, they made the choice to ally themselves with the Darkseeker and attack us. They could have chosen to aid us against the Darkseeker's troops, and then taken you to Cairn Valley. This is true. Do not trouble your conscience. I can see you were acting in good faith to do what is right. Alright, nothing wrong with any of that. But here, of course, like I said, I told you I'd show you kind of treasure we got, and I just want to put these things away real quick. But basically all we got was some bracers of armor. We got, let's see, treasure. Love me some diamonds. Got a lot of potions and some scrolls. Ones we already have, so nothing truly stellar there. But pretty happy with that. Got some potions though. Lesser restoration, heal keep. Quarterstaff I'm going to put away. Sell it later. Same with the other stuff we got here. You can have that. Okay. Something I keep forgetting to do. I have this. Lesser bracers of flight. I keep forgetting that I have those. I really need to try them out. They do increase my dexterity, which increases my hit chance since I'm using a dagger and weapon finesse. Gives me a better armor class bump, so there's nothing wrong with any of that either. And of course, we can't activate it supposedly to fly. Now, I have tried them in the past. I keep forgetting to show you guys this. But this is what the flight looks like. Yay! You do, of course, cruise. So at the very least, this is your flight. It's pretty awesome. I'll meet you guys, though, back at the Elk Dancer's tribe. Okay, here we are pulling up on Elk Dancer's tribe now. You see me just skittering along with my little flying powers. Basically, you just cruise. You move a lot faster now. Of course, your partner has to keep up with you, so he's kind of slow and behind the scene here. But it is making for some interesting travel. I do kind of dig them. And I hope I get to keep those once I actually finish these whole missions. Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. It'd be nice to export this character and have that ability someone else. Okay, we have a cutscene here. You come upon Ayala as she is leaving the Elf Dancer camp. She is surprised to see you. Marin, you have returned. The Dark Seeker anticipated me and blocked the pass to the Ten Towns and set an ambush for me on the only ship in Sunsmanal's harbor. What happened? Let's just say the Dark Seeker is short about 30 troops and Sunsmanal has a new breakwater. She turns to Blair Drake. I'm sure you got your fair share of the action, too. I felt duty-bound to help Marin. Duty-bound, Ayala scoffs. You enjoyed it, and don't try to act like you didn't. I can see that the two of you cannot stay out of trouble without me. I'm going to have to keep a closer eye on you both from here on out. And she rejoined our group. Come on, my father isn't back yet, but I'll talk to Barlock, and I'm sure he will let you stay here until my father returns. He'll think of some way to get you home. After a brief word between Ayala and Burlock, you find yourself in a shelter with warm blankets with your two companions. Okay, you two, I want to hear the whole story. What happened at the pass and in Sunsmanal? Recount the whole story for Ayala. Ayala's eyes are wide when you finish your story. Wow, the Dark Seeker must really want you back. Don't worry, when my father returns, we'll talk to him. I'm sure he will have some ideas. Let's get some rest. So let's rest. You are awakened by shouts and the sound of running feet approaching your tent. Marin, we are under imminent attack. What? One of our hunters just returned. He saw 3 columns of soldiers marching from the north. They appeared to be coming from the valley you described, and some of their advanced scouts were reported near the pass to our camp. We have less than 2 days to prepare. Will you aid us? Of course. How can I help? We are in desperate need of a strategist and a harassment party. Looks like we got a little reputation bump for Ayala. The Raven usually arranges the strategies for our defense when we are attacked, but his party still hasn't returned. I have sent the wizard out to find him. With his magic, he should be able to locate him quickly. With the Raven gone, we are without a strategist. We need you to fill that role. We also generally send out advance parties to harass attacking forces, but with so few warriors left after the Raven went to search for Ayala, we must keep all the ones we have here at the camp. We need you and your companions to attack the lead column to slow their advance. Okay, I understand. Come talk to me when you are ready to begin arranging the fortifications. Once you have finished with that, you must set out immediately and attack the oncoming troops. Okay, we got a journal update, recent events. Upon returning to the Elk Dancer tribe, you find that the Dark Seeker's forces are marching on the camp. Burlock Fellax, the head warrior, has asked you to prepare the camp's defenses as well as go out and harass the advancing column of troops. He instructed you to come talk to him when you are ready to begin preparing the camp. Okay, so this looks like a good spot for us to save and as well as to call it a quit for the episode. Now, before I forget though, I need to make sure, yeah, she doesn't have any of her gear, so when we come back we need to do her spell book proper. Matter of fact, most of those look pretty darn good, but let's just get some divine power in there now. She could probably use what? Now, let's just make her Hammer of the Gods Queen. That's team-friendly AoE damage. We could just beam the crap out of them with some nukes. She's got divine power to increase her ability to fight, so she's more like a fighter at that point. We'll help her keep in line with Blade Rig, and I'll cast some fireball spells and whatnot at distance. But with that, my name's Brothermutant. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. If I've missed something or there's something I did incorrectly, by all means, say something down below the description and let me know what you guys think. But I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.